X is the base?
Yes, X is the base. Yes, X is the base. That's a good question. Because this exponent of 4 goes with the X. It doesn't go with the 2.
Or it would be in
It
parentheses.
goes with the X. Yes, it would be in parentheses. Okay, so we're going to get 2 what to the 6?
2x to the 6.
Right, 2x to the 6. Alright? Everyone okay with that one?
Yeah.
Need to explain it again? Anyone?
So we're just adding the exponents.
When you're multiplying, remember they have the same base, you just add the exponents.
So the base in this one is x.
So the base in this case we have x. So it's the same base, so we're just going to add those exponents, so we get 2x to the 6. 2x to the 4 plus 2, which is 6.
What is it?
2x to the 6. Do you see why? Okay, because when we're multiplying these numbers with the same exponents, these have the same base, not the same exponents, the same base. We just add the exponents, right? So we get 2x to the 4 plus 2, right? Because those are the same base. So
Oh, I
just
thought I
combine.
said 7.
Which one? Oh, that? That's a 4.
I was thinking, I was like,
Okay?
Wait. Is that, what is that? Is that 2x to the 6?
Yes, 2x to the 6.
Yeah, wait.
Alright, and what do you think the domain is going to be again? All real.
Is it always going to be like that?
We're going to get to one that's not. So hold tight. All real.
All is all real?
Huh? Because all x values are going to be, like, say we have the graph of like a linear function, it's going to hit every x forever. It goes forever. It's going to go on forever, hitting every single x. So when that's not, it would be undefined. At one point in the graph, it would be like space or no. It would be like when we did piecewise. There was like a whole gaps in there. Alright. Now we're going to divide. Alright, so f of x divided by g of x. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Alright, so I have f of x, which is. Hello?
Hi.
What's f of x?
2x
4. 2x to the 4. X to the 6. And then g of x is x squared. Okay, before we simplify this, let's look at the domain. Alright, I need everyone paying attention. Alright, so remember we said when we're dividing, we cannot have what in the denominator?
0.
0. So g of x cannot equal 0. So we say x squared equals 0. So solving for x, we just get x equals 0. Right, take the square root, x equals 0. So g of 0 equals 0. Everyone see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Right, so that would make the denominator 0. I'm just doing the domain right now for f divided by g. Okay? So the all real numbers except when x is 0. Because that would make the denominator 0. Because if I plug in 0 for x right here, I would get 0 squared, which is 0. Right? Because that's the value of x. For the denominator is going to be 0. I don't want the denominator to be 0, right? Because that would mean it's undefined. So the value of x that would make the denominator 0 is 0. Because if I substitute in 0 right here, I would get 0 squared, which is 0. So it's the only value of x that I can't have. So all real numbers except 0. Okay?
I don't understand this.
Okay, so I'm dividing, right? I'm dividing these two.
Yeah.
And I can't have, I need to plug in, see what x values I can plug in to make this possible. So I could plug in 1, right? And 1 would be fine because I would get 2 times 1 over 1, which is 2. But what happens when I plug in 0?
No, right?
I get 0 over 0. And can we have 0 in the denominator?
No.
No. So that makes it undefined at x equals 0. So the domain would be all real except 0. Because 0, we cannot plug in 0 for x, because that would make it undefined at 0. Right, so we can put in any other number. But remember, we cannot have 0 in the denominator. Okay? All right, everyone okay with that? All right, so let's go ahead and simplify this. All right, so f of x divided by g of x. So do I have the same base? Yeah, I have the same base. So I'm dividing. So when I divide exponents with the same base,
Subtract.
I can subtract. So I get 2x to the 4 minus 2, right? Which is 2x squared. All right, any questions?
Is that subtracting too from the exponents is subtracting?
Yes, when you're dividing.
They subtract.
Yes. But you have to have, remember, you have to have the same base. So if this was an x and this was a y, you couldn't do it. But since they're both x's, you can subtract.
So what if that was?
Yes.
So what if that was 2x over y squared?
Then it would be as simple as it can get.
So that would be x.
Yep, that's a good question. All right, any other questions on this? All right, take out your green sheets. Go ahead and copy this down.
Homework. Yes. Finally, homework. Hey,
Look off man with hair. A man with hair.
Yes.
It is. We do all of them? All of them?
Yeah, we'll keep looking at it. Were you here on Monday? I mean, they got homework because right? Did you get homework on Monday? Miss Payne stamped it? Okay. She stamped her bleach yesterday.
Yeah, someone should do it.
Well, we'll look for it. Miss Mamie, yes, can you come here? Yes. No, actually, no, it's not showing me. All right, walk in. Can you show me after? All right, everyone have this copied down? Second one in the Shazam section. Shazam. All right. You didn't get it? Want me to go back?
Wait, yeah, go back.
We're doing what we did yesterday.
No, we put this up and then run down.
Yeah.
Even?
All right. So I need everyone's attention. All right. So we're going to do the same thing as yesterday, right? So everybody's going to do all 5 problems in a separate corner. Okay? These are the problems. I know, we're going to finish yesterday's tomorrow. All right. All right, so If you have a question, ask one of your other group members. Maybe they've already done the work. You know, compare answers. Once you come up with a common solution, put it in the middle. Okay, so I need to see work in all four corners, okay? All right?
You have to work.
All right, you want to pass that? Thank you. All right, and let me know when you're ready to put your answers in the middle, and I'll give you a marker.
See, I'm a poor person, and when I'm hungry, no, I'm
Just one. Oh, one for the first
Actually, Charles, I don't have it. You see if they have any?
Oh, wait. You got
Is that an extra one? Alright, does everyone have a sheet of paper? Alright, so who needs a pencil?
So when you're adding, what's the root of x?
Never mind. Come and get us.
whatever, let's go.
Alright, so everyone should be working all 5 problems. Remember. So I don't see any working right here. I need collateral. See if you can get me collateral.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
This meeting. Check this into your alternate start.
Yeah,
This is right, right?
We don't have to, we're not solving it for minutes. Combine like
I didn't call it that yet.
no, FX.
Oh, I thought I was looking at the X one.
You're on the right track. No, that's
Wait, what's up?
said minus.
You're one of them.
Thanks.